Hello and welcome to ENTR 490.012 Urban Entrepreneurship. My name is David Tarver and I'm your instructor for this class. So welcome. Glad to see you all here. We're looking forward to a productive semester. These are certainly interesting times, but I think we're going to have a great semester this year. We're going to make it great. So let's start by discussing the objective for this course. So our objective for the Urban Entrepreneurship course is to have you acquire the skills, the methods, and the strategies required to create a business that improves the quality of life in an urban community. You'll consider ways to apply innovation and technology to solve old problems in new ways. And you will develop strategies for creating businesses that can last and grow to serve important needs in maybe lots of communities. So the skills and behaviors that you learn in the Urban Entrepreneurship course are directly transferable to all kinds of entrepreneurial endeavors and to other business pursuits. This course will prepare you to function as a leader or a team member in an entrepreneurial business, or to understand and appreciate entrepreneurial processes and the mindset in whatever field you choose to pursue. So this is going to be a valuable experience for you. So before we dive in to the subject, let's break the ice. Every semester I like to start off by playing this little game called Is This an Entrepreneur? So, is this an entrepreneur? Let's get started. Is this an entrepreneur? Of course, this is Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs was the co-founder of Apple Computer. I like to check to see if everybody's awake and if I have sentient beings in the class, and so of course Steve Jobs is an entrepreneur. This next one might be a little tougher. Anybody know who this person is? Okay. Well, this is Travis Kalanick. Do you know who Travis Kalanick is and what he's done? So Travis Kalanick was the founder of Uber. So would we say that he's an entrepreneur? I think we pretty much would say that Travis Kalanick is an entrepreneur, even though we haven't gone about defining what an entrepreneur is just yet. Okay, so here's the next one. Do you know who this is? I don't really expect you to know who this is, but he's obviously somebody's shining shoes. His name is Don Ward. I found him on the internet. He's actually a shoe shiner of some note in New York City. But the question is he an entrepreneur? What do you think? So if Don owns that shoe shine stand, if he makes his living shining shoes, I'd say, yeah, Don's an entrepreneur. If, on the other hand, he's working for somebody who owns the shoe shine stand, or maybe a bunch of shoe shine stands, then that owner is perhaps the entrepreneur, but in that case, Don would not be considered an entrepreneur. Okay, so let's move along to see if this is an entrepreneur. Who is this? Of course, it's a recognizable figure, Albert Einstein. And was Albert Einstein an entrepreneur? Albert Einstein was a theoretical physicist, one of the best of all time. But no, he would not be considered an entrepreneur. Okay, let's move along. Next, anybody know who this is? You might get a hint from what she's holding between her fingers there on her right hand. This is Sarah Blakely. Anybody know who Sarah Blakely is? Sarah is the founder and CEO of Spanx, the undergarment company. And yes, Sarah is a quintessential entrepreneur. She started that company in her home and grew it to the point where she was worth, last I knew, she's worth over $1 billion. Billion with a B. Okay, next. Is this an entrepreneur, or are these guys entrepreneurs? Well, they're reading a blueprint, but actually it's unknown. We don't know. We have no way of knowing if these guys are an entrepreneur. It's two guys reading a blueprint, so it could be not. Who's to say? Okay, next. This is one of my favorites. You folks know who this is? Yes, this is Beyonce. Is Beyonce an entrepreneur? What do you think? Well, definitely. Beyonce is an entertainment and fashion entrepreneur. Very successful one to boot. Okay, and let's go to another one here. I think this might be the last one or the next to the last one. Let's see. Do you know who this is? I think you might. This is Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is the co-founder of Tesla. One of my favorite entrepreneurs for reasons that you will come to know during the course of this semester. And I have owned 3 of his vehicles. So I'm quite a fan of Elon's company and his cars. And so at any rate, he founded Tesla, but he also co-founded PayPal and SpaceX and Boring Company and more. So how'd you do on that? Did you get them pretty much all right? So it brings to mind the question, what is an entrepreneur? So kind of the classical, the dictionary definition of an entrepreneur is a person who organizes and manages any enterprise, especially a business, usually with considerable initiative and risk. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this in a few minutes because there are several different flavors of this definition, but this is generally it. But this course is called Urban Entrepreneurship, and we're going to be contrasting the general definition of entrepreneur with the definition of urban entrepreneur, at least as we define it in this course. So just one more question related to this little exercise. Given what you know so far, which of the preceding people would you describe as an urban entrepreneur? Again, we haven't defined this yet, but use your intuition and look at these folks and remember what we said about each of them, what they do, and decide which one would be considered an urban entrepreneur. Okay, so my pick would be this fellow, Travis Kalanick, the founder of Uber, and we're going to talk about why Uber is considered a urban-focused company, and Travis Kalanick would be considered an urban entrepreneur. But we can ask a few questions regarding this Uber business, and we're going to be asking the same question about a lot of businesses that practically all of the businesses that we deal with this semester. What product or service does Uber provide? I think we all know, but they provide a few different ones, but the main thing is, of course, they provide rides, like taxis, similar to taxis, but they provide rides that get you from point A to point B. Who do they serve? If you were to characterize their customers, how would you define the people who would use the Uber service? What benefits or advantages does Uber provide to customers? Why is Uber better than other means of getting around in the city? And then what innovations or technologies are key to the Uber business? This is something, again, we're going to be considering strongly during the course of the semester in relation to every business we talk about, because we want to take advantage of innovation and technology to supercharge whatever business model we develop during the course. So that's our little introduction, and we're going to move along to the next subject, but I hope you found that a little bit interesting and fun, and again, we're just breaking the ice. So again, welcome to Urban Entrepreneurship, and look forward to working with you all this semester.